Lamar Jackson has had an incredible start to the 2019 NFL season. Through the first 2 games, he's got 596 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, a 71.9% completion percentage. And here's the thing that's most impressive to me. Of all the stats you could talk about, week 1, he only ran 3 times for 6 yards, which means that he did not need his legs to succeed. Lamar Jackson is winning with his arm. He's throwing the ball incredible. It is so fun to watch. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Now, week 2, he did run the ball more. He ran 16 times for 120 yards. But that just shows the versatility of how he can play. It's evident to me from the Dolphins game week 1, he doesn't need his legs to win at quarterback. And that's exciting and shows an evolution from Lamar Jackson that I just was like, wow, that's really, really cool. Lamar Jackson's playing better. You just got to acknowledge, he's throwing the ball better than we've ever seen him do in his career as a football player. Now, some people who are skeptical say that he's been throwing to guys who are wide open. And they're not wrong. Through the first 2 weeks against the Cardinals and the Dolphins, Lamar Jackson has had wide receivers wide open the entire time. And I think it's fair to be skeptical, but you also should not fault Lamar Jackson for playing in a great system with great play design. Lamar Jackson shouldn't be punished for having great coaching. That's awesome. But I will say context does matter. It's important. He shredded the Dolphins and the Cardinals. 2 teams that are, the Dolphins I think are the worst team in football. I don't think they're even trying to win games. And the Cardinals are near the bottom of the league. Context matters. It's important. So Lamar Jackson looks really, really good. I respect the work he's put in. He looks far better than we've ever seen. And what we've learned about Lamar Jackson is that when he plays bad to average teams, he's going to shred them and play really, really well. When he plays the Bengals, the Jets, the Bills, he's going to dominate them. That's what's going to happen for Lamar Jackson. But there are 3 games I want to see from Lamar Jackson before I give you a final verdict. Before we really, I don't want to say verdict. We're going to learn a lot about Lamar Jackson from 3 games this year. This Sunday, week 3, he plays the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a big game. We're going to learn a lot about him as a quarterback. Later in week 9, he'll play the Patriots. That'll be a big game for him. And week 12, he'll play the Rams. Those 3 football games are going to be very telling about Lamar Jackson as a quarterback. He doesn't need to win all 3 of those games. He doesn't even need to win any of those 3 games. But he needs to play well. I'm curious to see how he does against top-level competition. Clearly, Lamar Jackson is a really good quarterback. It's undisputable. Like, the first 2 weeks, wow, it's impressive. He's really good, but the question is how good? How good is Lamar Jackson? When receivers aren't wide open, how does he play? I think it's a fair question to ask. This is why I love doing my job. I really enjoy it. Because after the first 2 weeks of watching Lamar Jackson, there are a couple reasonable questions you can ask. He's much improved. It's undeniable. But how does he play against top competition? How does he play when his wide receivers aren't wide open? What Lamar Jackson has, and this is why sports are so cool, he has an opportunity, weeks 3, 9, and 12, to answer some of those questions. I'm not going to, if he plays really bad against the Chiefs, I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to criticize him. I'll give him till week 12. Because he could struggle against the Chiefs and then play fantastic and shred the Patriots. He could play fantastic and shred the Rams. Let's wait till week 12 and learn all we can about Lamar Jackson before we deliver all kinds of really deep analysis, this and that, and opinions and stuff. Let's just wait and see what happens. I want to see him against better teams, against teams with better defenses that cover him better, that cover his receivers better. I do. But personally, while I'm going to wait and see how he does, I hope it's clear I am rooting for Lamar Jackson. It's been so cool to watch his improvement as a quarterback. Like, oh, wow. Week 1, I was like, 5 touchdowns? All throwing? Barely ran at all? Me and my friends were like, I even made a bet with my buddy who had him as his fantasy quarterback. My buddy proved me wrong. Taylor was right about Lamar Jackson. He looks incredible. And so I hope that Lamar Jackson silences any kind of skeptical thoughts or any people who are critical of him. I hope he's just fantastic, and I hope he really proves to everybody he can do it against top talent, against man coverage, and big moments. We'll see. I don't know, but I hope he does well. And I'm going to wait until week 12 before I want to see more from Lamar Jackson before we go, he's amazing, he's Hall of Fame, he's an elite quarterback. How does he do week 3, 9, and 12? Those are the 3 games that are really important to me. And then, of course, he's got to shred and keep doing what he's doing against average to below average teams. He's really good. Can he be great to elite? That is what we will find out after week 12. My name is Zach Schomler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And you may not know, my dream when I graduate college eventually is to do this show as my full-time job. Now, I also want to be very upfront and honest about my plan and what's going on. I recently monetized my YouTube channel. What that means is that some of my videos make money through ad revenue. Now, it's fewer than you think. A lot of my videos get claimed. But in the past, I've received donations through the form of PayPal and Patreon.com. PayPal.me/Zach Schomler, Patreon.com/Zach Schomler. So because I'm making ad revenue, it felt weird to just get donations. I wanted to give something back to the people who support me on Patreon. So now there's a reward. If you support me on Patreon, you can submit questions at the dollar level or above. You just need to give $1 a month. If you do that, you can submit questions to a pool of questions where I look at. I'll read all the questions on Patreon, and I pick the top couple every episode and read them and answer them on a segment called Ask Zach. Pick the top couple questions and answer them at the end of every single episode. Now, that's for people who want to support me with money. If you have no money to give, I totally understand. I've actually never supported anybody on Patreon. I feel kind of weird about that. I'm a broke college kid myself. I totally understand. But if you believe in me and if you believe in my dream and still want to help me, one thing you can do is help me grow by telling your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow by telling your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Guys, thank you so much. I know that was a long spiel. I really appreciate it, and hope you have a great day.